What is the purpose of life? Well, whether one believes in this or that religion, or whether one believes only in science, in the end we are all seeking less suffering and more happiness. But isn't a life based on seeking personal happiness self-centered, even self-indulgent? Not necessarily. In fact, isn't it unhappy people who tend to be most self-focused and often socially withdrawn, depressed, and even aggressive? Happy people, in contrast, are generally found to be more calm, sociable, flexible, more creative, and are able to tolerate life's daily frustrations more effortlessly than unhappy people. And most important, they are found to be more loving and more caring than unhappy people. We begin then with the basic premises that the purpose of our life is to seek happiness. But to say seek happiness may be misleading. What would you say if I told you that the traditional way of seeking, pursuing, or even finding happiness, as if it is something outside of you, is why people are not happy? No, happiness is a place within yourself, a powerful place of calm, where inner peace and clarity already exist. Yoda said from Star Wars, "You must unlearn what you have learned. You must unlearn what you have learned." Let me explain it. Let's say a well-read, very intelligent, let's say a professor, someone that studied the art of happiness his whole life, even gave classes in it, gave a course on it, comes to a Zen master and asks him, says, "I've studied my whole life, I've been pursuing happiness my whole life, but I'm not happy. Do you know the secret of happiness? Can you give me something else, something new?" And as he is talking, the master is pouring in some tea, but it doesn't stop. And as the professor is talking, he sees that, he notices it. And he says, "Excuse me, master, the cup is full, the tea is overflowing. There's some of it already on the floor." And then the master stops and says, "Aha, you are exactly like this cup. You are full. You're full of ideas, preconceived ideas. You think you know. I can't teach you anything unless your cup is empty. You have to empty your cup." Another Zen master once said, Shunryu Suzuki, "If your mind is empty, it is ready for anything. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few." So, one believes things because one has been conditioned to believe them. Who filled your cup? The cup you need to empty. I think the philosopher Krishnamurti said it best. He said, "We are second-hand people. We have lived on what we have been told, either guided by our inclinations, our tendencies, or compelled to accept by circumstances and environment. We are the result of all kinds of influences. For centuries, we have been conditioned by nationality, culture, class, tradition, religion, language, education, literature, art, customs, conventions, propaganda of all kinds, economic pressures, the food we eat, the climate we live in, our families, our friends, our experiences, every influence you can imagine filled your cup. There is no such thing, for example, as a hateful child. Only a child of hateful parents. Do you understand? Your whole idea about yourself is borrowed. Borrowed from those who have no idea who they are themselves. You must unlearn what you have learned, says Yoda. You must unlearn. Okay, how? How do you unlearn? How do you empty your cup? It is simple, but it's hard. Let it all go and see what stays. Let it all go and see what stays. That is the way to empty your cup. Thich Nhat Hanh says it differently. He explains it. He says people suffer because they are caught in their views. And as soon as we release those views, we are free and we don't suffer anymore. For things to reveal themselves to us, we need to be ready to abandon our views about them. We need to abandon our views about happiness, or where to find it, or what it is. So my take on it is, learn to unlearn so that you can remember. Learn to unlearn so that you can remember. Remember what? That you are happy. That you are already happy. Happiness is our natural state. Happiness is the natural state of little children until they have been polluted and contaminated by the stupidity of society and culture. To acquire happiness, you don't have to do anything, because happiness cannot be acquired. Do you know why? Because you have it already. You can, or how can you acquire something you already have? As the poet Rumi puts it, much more beautiful than I can, you wander from room to room, hunting for the diamond necklace that is already around your neck. So the main question is not how to find or acquire happiness, or even what tools or techniques do I need. No, rather the question is, what is taking me away? What is blinding me from the happiness I already possess? That is the question you need to ask yourself.